about this first return specialist in franchise history to make the Pro Bowl? Now, the Jags have had Pro Bowl specialists before, but never in a return fashion. We think he's the best in the game at it, and he joins us right now on Brent and Friends on ESPN 690. Jamal Agnew, tell us how you got the call. Congratulations.
I appreciate you, man. Honestly, extremely grateful. I mean, I didn't even know until like 11 p.m. last night, I'm pretty sure. Marcus Pollard hit me up, was like, Aggie. He calls me Aggie. He's like, I got some good news for you. I was like, MP's not going to be texting me, at 11 p.m. for no reason. He called me and told me. And I thought he was punking me for a second. I thought he was, but I was like, it's 11 p.m. I know he's not playing like that.
That's awesome. Jamal Agnew making the Pro Bowl. What does it mean to a guy your age, been in the league for a bit? You're a heck of a story to even make the league and do what you've done. What does something like this mean to you to be named to the Pro Bowl?
It means a lot, honestly. I've been close a couple times. I mean, just growing up, watching football, being a fan, you always wanted to play in like a Pro Bowl. Like, obviously it's like an all-star game, but just to get the respect from like my peers and the coaches around the league and obviously the fans, it's just an honor. But I wouldn't be here without the other guys busting their butts on special teams. Special teams is a grind, so I definitely can't be out there doing it by myself. So I gotta show a lot of love to those guys.
Jamal, congratulations. This is Kasey. The Pro Bowl is going to be a little different this year. There's flag football. There's a bunch of games as well. What are you excited to get at? The dodgeball, maybe a little water balloon toss? What are you looking at that you're going to excel at?
I'm looking forward to that dodgeball. I grew up playing dodgeball all the time. I consider myself an all-star at it, so we'll see. We'll see if I can sneak into there. But I feel like the format this year is gonna, it's gonna be a lot more entertaining. I feel like, we're playing flag football, so it's a lot. Guys like me, I like to make people miss, so I can just, do a bunch of crazy moves and stuff. Growing up playing flag football, stuff like that, that stuff was fun. So, for guys like me, it's gonna be really fun. I don't know about how fun it's gonna be for, offensive linemen and stuff like that.
Jamal Agnew with us here on ESPN 690. Do you like this idea of not having a football game? You just played 23 of them. It's been a long year. Is this almost a little better that you don't have to get yourself in shape to actually play a game?
Yeah. See, that's what I love about this year, especially since the season's a little bit longer. Us personally, we had the Hall of Fame game, so we're here a week earlier, practicing and stuff, and obviously made a little run in the postseason. So we've been going for a while. So just to know I don't have to get ready for a full-on game right now. I'm not gonna lie, since the season been over, I've just been chilling on all-season mode. So, but it's definitely gonna be a fun time.
That's awesome. Who was the first call you made last night when you found out, or maybe it had to wait till this morning if it was too late? Give us a little sense of someone that you wanted to tell and they couldn't wait to hear it.
Obviously, I told my girl first because I was on the phone with her at the time. MP called, and I had to put her on hold real quick. But I really wanted to tell my pops because it's my dad's birthday on the 4th coming up, and I was going to go back home to San Diego to see him anyway. But then I got that call for the Pro Bowl, and I was like, this is perfect. It's going to be on his birthday weekend and everything. So it just works out. That was who I was most excited to tell about it.
That's awesome. That's great stuff. What's the last couple of weeks been like for you, man? Obviously, a little disappointment at the end of Kansas City, but the fans have been terrific. Your teammates terrific, and then to see that it's more than one play in your sport, in your world, and then your all your work and the fruits of your labor paid off with this recognition. What's the kind of emotional ride been like for you the last 10 days or so?
It's been, obviously we all wish we were out there playing yesterday. We're watching these teams play, and I'm sure every single one of us, players, coaching staff, knows we could play with every one of these teams. Even could have made a run at the big game. So it definitely hurts, but we shattered a lot of expectations this year, so I think we're hanging our hats. Obviously no moral victories, but we feel like we did a lot of special things this year. Broke a lot of streaks that the Jags franchise had. It was cool to do that for sure. Just show that Doug's got this culture, and he came in saying he's going to flip the script, and I feel like we did that completely.
Jamal, you talking about the fans and the environment the last couple of weeks, especially the last 2 games at home. And for a while in those games, there was not a whole lot of offense going around, but you continuously gave this team good field position. What was that like for you? We had you on earlier in the season. You talk about when you hear the crowd get going, you know you have space on the kick returns. What was that like with the stadium full, all Jags fans, and you just kept popping 50-yard returns, it feels like, every single time you got a chance?
I mean, like I said, when I hear the crowd going crazy, I mean, that's honestly like the best feeling for, like a professional like athlete. I feel like you're just hearing, the crowd go crazy for something you did or like something your team's doing. So just to be able to come in there and make spark plays like that, that's going to get the crowd involved. And to me, just like knowing like it's sold out house, standing room only, like I got to make some plays that's going to like make the crowd turn up and stuff. So, I mean, that's something I feed off of, is definitely the energy from the crowd. But just having the opportunity to be able to make plays like that is kind of what gets me going.
Jamal Agnew with us here on Brent and Friends on ESPN 690 here on a Monday as he makes the Pro Bowl. First return specialist in team history to make the Pro Bowl. First Pro Bowler for the Jags since 2019. And we know this is a roster full of players ready to break out here in the NFL, and the success will pave the way for many more. Are you surprised you got as many opportunities in the playoffs especially, but even this year, to return kicks like that? They kicked it to you that many times?
I mean, I feel like I'm definitely always surprised to get some opportunities. I mean, just what I've done over the course of my career, I kind of started seeing people not kick to me. But just to continue to get those opportunities in the playoffs when it mattered most was something I love to see, but something I was also surprised about. But I mean, we're going to take those opportunities and run with them.
Absolutely. Well, listen.
Literally.
Yeah, we love to see it. I mean, it's pretty amazing because, what's the wild thing, Jamal, is that we thought that was leaving the game, the kick return. I mean, they kept – nobody was returning kicks for like 2 years, it felt like. And, Turpin with Dallas had a terrific year. Obviously, Duvernay was in this spot initially. And, I mean, you were just so valuable for this football team. And I just don't know if I had asked that question to somebody, maybe even in the building or fans 2 years ago, with the way the kick return was going, that you would say, hey, Jamal Agnew is going to make a huge difference in 2022 on kick returns. I'm not sure people would have believed me,
Yeah, they definitely it kind of felt like it was definitely that 2020 season you referred to, like, they were trying to phase the return game out of the game a little bit, just, for concussions and stuff like that. But I definitely feel like they found a way to make it a little bit safer with the new rules and, wedge blocking and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm just happy to get those opportunities, man, especially the punt return. I love punt returning just because I know, it's just me and that ball. Like, as soon as it leaves the punter's foot, I just know it's that me and that ball, and, I got to go out there and make a play.
It's an incredible art, and you were really good at it, and I think the Jags are really lucky to have you, and they signed you to this deal 2 years ago, and you were one of the first signings when they restarted this thing. You were terrific last year, had some incredible moments for the Jags, and then obviously this year too. How do you enter this offseason? The Jags are way up against the cap. You obviously come with a cap hit. But you have a year left, and you're so valuable to the football team. I mean, like my wife said today, sign him to an extension, man. That's what my wife said. When I told her that you made the Pro Bowl, like, that's how valuable people in Jacksonville think you are. Like, are you a part of this thing going forward? Are you afraid that all the business might come up and bite you here in Jacksonville? What's your outlook?
I mean, I definitely would love to be here. I mean, I feel like we're definitely building something really special out here. And I would love to be a part of it long term. Obviously, I got one more year on my deal. I obviously understand the business side. I've been in it 6 years. Fortunately, I've only been with 2 teams, so I would love to be here long term. But I got one more year on my deal, and I just want to see it through. To be honest, I know we're building something special here. We all felt it. I feel like the whole city felt it last year. We felt it throughout the building. Something special here. So. I love being here.
Jamal Agnew is headed to the Pro Bowl, and he is with us right now on Brent and Friends on ESPN 690. Jamal, you mentioned it earlier. You played flag football. The game is going to be flag football. But now I'm thinking about it. Is there strategy to returning kicks and punts in flag football? Obviously, it's different. I know you're ready to juke people, but, like, is there a different mindset, how you're going to attack it? What's the deal there? I
mean, I feel like at this point, we're just playing backyard football now. I've seen some of the rules and stuff with, like, laterals and stuff. You can do, a bunch of different stuff. So I feel like it's going to turn into a little backyard football game. You're going to see a lot of people, Coming out their bags with all their best moves and stuff. So, that's definitely what I'm going to do. So I think it's going to be real fun.
You are a young man from San Diego that really nobody gave much of a chance to. You end up playing out at San Diego in college, and again, nobody gave you this career or thought that this career would be possible. What's it going to be like to be in Vegas? What's it been like to be in the postseason? I know you relish that. So this month, really, for a guy that probably not too many people envisioned being in this situation.
I mean, it's gonna be surreal. I mean, like I said, when you're a kid, growing up, high school, Pop Warner playing football, you want to play in the Pro Bowl one day. I mean, just to have this opportunity to be surrounded by, some of the best players in the league, if not the best players in the league. Just to be surrounded by that talent and just vibe with everybody. It's just going to be surreal, honestly. Like I said, it's just living out a childhood dream, even though I'm doing that every day the last 6 years. But, I mean, I'm going to be in shock a little bit. I got a couple old teammates and friends that, are in the Pro Bowl too, so I get to link up with them, chop it up, catch up on old times and stuff like that.
That's awesome. And celebrate Pops' birthday, which is really cool, next weekend in Las Vegas. And I'm sure he'll be super proud. What's really neat to see is, again, we'll tweet and we see it on Twitter, how much people love Jamal Agnew around here. Like, you could sell a lot of 39 jerseys. How fun has that been to see people embrace you and in your role, right? I mean, listen, the quarterback, the big receiver, the big pass rusher, those are the guys that get so much love, but there's an appreciation for what you do around here and what you have done. I get a sense that you feel that.
I mean, I definitely feel it. I mean, I see it all on Twitter, all the fan love. I mean, I feel like I got a little cult going on out there. They say all my homies love Jamal Agnew. I love that. I see all that, and I appreciate all that love. I mean, especially after 2021, we had a rough year. It was a long year. But everybody stuck with us, and we brought the city something to be proud of this year, and I feel like it's only going to get better. So, we see all that love out there on social media, and we appreciate it for real. We feel it, throughout the building and throughout the whole city.
Last one for you. This is a football team that you guys have obviously turned the corner and almost, in my opinion, maybe advanced this whole thing where it was going maybe by a year with what you did in the last 2 months to win the South and then make this run in the playoffs. But it felt Cinderella-esque from the outside looking in for a bit, and then it turned. And I could sense that talking to you guys on a day like, hey, we're good enough. Like, we are good enough to win this thing and challenge and maybe be in Arizona. After playing last Saturday in Kansas City, and obviously there were a few plays that, man, it could have turned the game, and watching last night's game, did that, even hit you more that you guys are right there? Like, you have a championship caliber team, and you don't just walk it back. I get it, but you guys can get a little bit better, a little bit more development. You could be there right again next year, and you're good enough to play the Philadelphia Eagles, say, in the Super Bowl.
I mean, like I said, it's no moral victories, but I'm sure every one of us watching that yesterday was just like, yeah, we're a couple plays away from, being where we need to be. And I feel like that was just something we kind of learned about ourselves throughout the season was especially when we went through that little losing streak, Doug would always say it's about us. We're the team, other teams not doing anything to beat us, we're beating ourselves. And, that was a theme throughout our losing streak. And then once we started, picking it up and stuff, it was always about us. We got a little win, and then we went to Detroit, and we played really bad. But even then, Doug was just it's about us. It was nothing. Obviously that's a great team, but we were beating ourselves a lot. Obviously we turned the ball over early. Just last week in Kansas City, I put the ball on the ground, and it was nothing Kansas City did. It was just something inexcusable for me personally. Because I pride myself. Better than that. But it was just always about us, and that was the theme of the year. And, we just stuck with Doug, and Doug stuck with us, and that's what we appreciated the most about this season. That's why it was so special.
Yeah, it was special to watch too, man, and special to watch you play and be around it. We appreciate you coming on for a few minutes and sharing your special moment. Congrats on the Pro Bowl, and go have a heck of a time in Las Vegas.
I always appreciate you, Brent. Thank you.
All right, Jamal. Happy birthday to your dad, too.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I'll tell him.
All righty. That's Jamal Agnew.